My child, I have chosen you to receive this message because you carry a burden from your past. Someone wronged you in ways that hurt deeply, twisted the truth, and sought to make you appear as the one at fault. They deceived others, manipulating their perception, casting themselves as the victim while you carried the weight of their falsehood. They took advantage of your trust and kindness, wounding you in places unseen by others. I have seen your tears, the ones shed in the quiet of your soul, and I have heard the silent cries that no one else could hear. Know this, I have always been with you, and I see what no one else sees. I am the God who sees all things, the God who knows every secret thought and hidden intention of the heart. Nothing is hidden from me. I am the one who sees past the masks people wear, past the words they speak, and into the very core of their being. I was there when they wronged you, and I saw every step of their deception. I saw the way they twisted the narrative to suit their agenda, how they pointed fingers at you while cloaking themselves in innocence. They played the victim, even as they were the ones causing the harm. You may have felt alone, misunderstood, and wronged, but I want you to know that I have always been watching over you. I saw the injustice done to you, and I will not let it go unanswered. In the moments when you wondered why I allowed such things to happen, I want you to understand that my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. I do not operate on the same timeline as you do. You may have thought that I was silent, that I was distant, but I have always been at work behind the scenes. I allowed certain things to unfold because I have a plan that transcends the immediate pain you experienced. My plan is for your good, not for your harm, even though the situation seemed unbearable at the time. The one who wronged you, who played the victim card to avoid responsibility for their actions, is now facing the consequences of their choices. You may not have seen it yet, but I assure you that something significant is happening in their life. What they built on lies and deception is starting to fall apart. The ground beneath their feet is no longer stable, and the facade they so carefully constructed is beginning to crumble. My child, I am showing you this not to gloat over their downfall, but so that you understand that justice is being served. They are now reaping what they have sown. My child, as I have been speaking to you, there is a fundamental truth I want to remind you of. It is a truth that has governed the world since its foundation. A principle as certain as day and night: what you sow, you will reap. This is my law, a law that cannot be altered, ignored, or escaped. Every action, every word, every thought you release into the world is a seed, and every seed will produce a harvest in its due time. The one who wronged you sowed seeds of deceit, manipulation, and dishonesty. They believed that they could escape the consequences of their actions, that they could twist the truth and avoid accountability. But my child, no one can escape the law of sowing and reaping. It may seem, for a time, that they have succeeded in their schemes. It may seem that they have built something on the foundation of lies. But a harvest always comes. It may not come immediately, but it comes, and when it does, it is just and inescapable. Those who sow seeds of dishonesty will reap the fruits of that dishonesty. The lies they told will ensnare them. The webs they spun to entangle others will ultimately entangle them. What they thought they had hidden in darkness will be exposed in the light, for nothing remains hidden from me. I see every seed that is sown, whether it is good or bad, whether it is planted in the open or in secret. And I watch over those seeds, ensuring that they produce a harvest according to their nature. But my child, this law of sowing and reaping is not just about judgment and consequences for wrongdoing. It is also about blessings, restoration, and the abundance of life that comes when good seeds are planted. You, my beloved, are also a sower. Every time you choose to forgive, you are sowing a seed. Every time you choose to act in love, to speak truth, to walk in kindness, you are planting seeds of righteousness. And just as surely as the harvest of deception will come to those who deceive, so too will the harvest of blessing come to those who sow in love and truth. I am calling you to sow seeds of faith in this season. I know that the pain of betrayal may have caused you to want to withdraw, to protect yourself, and to withhold your heart from others. But my child, do not allow the actions of those who wronged you to stop you from sowing good seeds. What they did to you is not a reflection of who you are. Their lies do not define you. Their betrayal does not have the power to change the nature of the good I have placed within you. Continue to sow seeds of goodness even in the face of injustice. When you choose to love despite being wronged, when you choose to forgive despite the pain, when you choose to act with integrity when others do not, you are sowing seeds that will produce a harvest of righteousness in your life. These seeds may take time to bear fruit, but I assure you that they will. Just as I have promised that those who sow in tears will reap in joy, so too will your faithfulness bring forth a harvest of blessing and peace. Do not grow weary in doing good, my child, for in due season you will reap a harvest if you do not give up. You see, the enemy wants you to believe that your efforts are in vain, that your kindness is wasted, that your love is unappreciated. But I am telling you today that nothing you do in my name is ever wasted. Every act of kindness, every word of truth, every gesture of love is a seed, and I am watching over those seeds. I am nurturing them, and they will grow and flourish in ways you cannot yet see. Some of the seeds you have sown may seem forgotten or buried, but I am the God who brings life out of the soil. I am the God who causes things to grow, even in the most unlikely of circumstances. The seeds of righteousness you have planted may seem small now, but in time they will produce a mighty harvest. And when that harvest comes, you will see how every choice you made to honor me, to walk in truth, and to sow goodness has shaped the future I have prepared for you. My child, I want to speak to you about the nature of sowing and reaping, because this is a truth that applies to every area of your life. What you sow with your words, you will reap. What you sow with your actions, you will reap. What you sow in your relationships, you will reap. Your words are powerful, more powerful than you may realize. Every word you speak is a seed, and those seeds will bear fruit, whether for good or for harm. When you speak life, when you speak truth, when you speak with love and kindness, you are sowing seeds that will bring life, truth, and love back into your own life. But when you speak in anger, when you allow bitterness to control your tongue, when you tear others down with your words, you are sowing seeds of destruction. My child, I am calling you to guard your words, to use your speech as a tool for planting good seeds. Even when others speak ill of you, even when you are misunderstood or falsely accused, I want you to respond with words that reflect my love and truth. For just as you will reap what you sow, so too will they reap what they have sown. If they have sown discord and hatred with their words, they will reap that in their lives. But you, my child, must choose a different path. Choose to sow words of life. What you sow in your relationships, you will also reap. If you sow love, patience, and understanding, you will reap the fruits of those qualities in return. But if you sow selfishness, anger, or neglect, you will reap the consequences of those actions. My child, relationships are like gardens. They require care, attention, and the planting of good seeds if they are to grow and flourish. I want you to examine the seeds you are sowing in your relationships. Are you planting seeds that will bring about a harvest of love, joy, and peace? Or are you allowing bitterness, resentment, or selfishness to take root? I know that you have been hurt in the past. I know that others have not always treated you with the love and respect that you deserve. But I am calling you to rise above that hurt. I am calling you to sow seeds of love, even when it is difficult. I am calling you to be patient, even when others test your patience. I am calling you to extend grace, even when others do not extend it to you. For what you sow in your relationships will determine the harvest you reap. If you want to experience love, joy, and peace in your relationships, then you must sow those things, even when it seems like the soil is barren. I am with you, my child. I will give you the strength to sow good seeds, even when it feels like you are sowing into dry ground. I am the God who brings water to the desert, who causes rivers to flow in barren places. Trust me to bring forth life from the seeds you plant, even when you cannot see the results right away. I want you to also understand that the law of sowing and reaping applies to your time, your talents, and your resources. What you invest your time and energy into will grow. If you spend your time sowing into things that are fleeting, things that have no eternal value, you will find that the harvest is empty. But if you sow your time into my kingdom, into relationships, into love and service to others, you will reap a harvest that lasts forever. So many people chase after things that do not satisfy. They sow their time and energy into pursuits that leave them empty and unfulfilled. They seek success, power, and recognition, thinking that these things will bring them happiness. But my child, the only harvest that truly satisfies is the one that comes from sowing into my kingdom. Yet, when you invest your time, your talents, and your resources into serving me and loving others, you are sowing seeds that will produce a harvest of joy, peace, and fulfillment that the world cannot offer. I see every sacrifice you make, every act of service, every moment of time you give to others in love. And I promise you, none of it is wasted. You may not see the harvest right away, but it will come. Every seed you sow in love will bear fruit, and that fruit will be more abundant than you can imagine. My child, I want you to be mindful of the seeds you are sowing in every area of your life. What you sow in your thoughts, you will also reap. If you allow your mind to be filled with fear, doubt, and negativity, those seeds will grow and produce a harvest of anxiety and unrest. But if you fill your mind with my word, with thoughts of faith, hope, and love, you will reap a harvest of peace and confidence. Guard your thoughts, for they are the seeds that shape your life. Whatever you meditate on, whatever you allow to take root in your mind will grow and influence the direction of your life. As you move forward, my child, I want you to be intentional about the seeds you are sowing. Choose to sow seeds of life, seeds of truth, seeds of love. Choose to invest your time and energy into things that have eternal value. Be mindful of your words, your actions. Remember, I am a God of both mercy and justice. While I do not take pleasure in the suffering of anyone, I cannot allow the seeds of deception to bear fruit without consequence. The principles of my universe are based on truth, and those who build on falsehood cannot stand forever. What you sow, you will reap. And now they are reaping the harvest of their actions. The lies they told are catching up to them. The stories they spun are unraveling, and the weight of their choices is pressing down upon them. But my child, I need you to hear this clearly. What is happening to them is not because of you. You did not curse them, nor did you wish this upon them. You did not bring about their downfall, they brought it upon themselves through their actions. I am revealing this to you not so that you can rejoice in their suffering, but so that you can see the fullness of my justice and mercy at work. Even now, as they face the consequences, I am giving them an opportunity to repent, to turn from their ways, and to seek the truth. Whether they choose to do so is up to them, but I am just in all my ways. I know, my child, that the pain they caused you is deep. I know that the wounds still linger in your heart, and that the betrayal you experienced has left scars. But I want you to rise above the hurt. I want you to walk in a higher way, the way of forgiveness. Not because they deserve your forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. You deserve to be free from the chains of bitterness, resentment, and anger that can hold you back from the future I have prepared for you. Forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior, nor is it about pretending that what they did was okay. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the weight of the past, so that you can move forward unburdened and unbroken. I know that forgiving them may seem impossible. How can you forgive someone who played the victim and caused you so much pain? How can you let go of the anger and the hurt when they seem to walk away unscathed? But remember, my child, forgiveness is not something you have to do on your own. I am the God who heals. I am the one who mends the brokenhearted and sets the captives free. Just as I have forgiven you for your own shortcomings, so I will give you the strength to forgive them. It is not by your own power, but by my grace that you will be able to release them into my hands and find peace in your heart. Understand this: forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. It does not mean that you have to welcome them back into your life or trust them again. It simply means that you are choosing to release the hold that their actions have had on you. You are choosing to free yourself from the grip of their betrayal, so that you can walk into the new season I have prepared for you. Your future is too important to be tied to the pain of the past. Let Maine take that burden from you, my child. Let Maine carry the weight that you have been holding onto for so long. I want you to focus on your healing now. I want you to focus on the path ahead, the path of restoration, peace, and joy that I have set before you. Do not dwell on what they are going through. Yes, it will be shocking when you see how things are unfolding in their life. Yes, it may seem like they are finally facing the justice that was long overdue. But do not let that consume your thoughts. Leave them in my hands. I will deal with them according to my perfect justice. You, my child, are called to something greater. You are called to walk in freedom, to walk in peace, and to walk in the fullness of the life I have prepared for you. The season of pain and betrayal is coming to an end, and a new season is beginning. This is a season of healing, a season of growth, and a season of blessing. But to fully step into this new season, you must let go of the bitterness that has taken root in your heart. You must release the anger, the resentment, and the desire for revenge. I know it is hard. I know that every part of you wants to see them pay for what they did. But vengeance is mine, and I will repay. Trust in my justice, for it is perfect, and it will prevail. As you walk forward, I want you to focus on me. I am your healer, your protector, and your guide. I have been with you through every step of this journey, and I will continue to be with you in the days ahead. Trust in my process, for it is perfect. Trust in my timing, for it is always right. What you thought was a delay was actually me preparing something greater for you. What you thought was silence was actually me working behind the scenes, arranging every detail for your good. Soon, my child, you will look back on this situation with a heart full of peace. You will no longer feel the sting of betrayal, but instead you will see how I used this trial to make you stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. You will see how I turned what was meant for your harm into something good. You will see how I vindicated you not by your own efforts, but by my hand. I am a God of redemption, and I will redeem every tear you shed, every hurt you endured, and every moment of pain. I am lifting you up, my child. I am taking you to a higher place, a place where the pain of the past no longer has power over you. I am healing your heart, renewing your mind, and restoring your spirit. This is a new day, and I am doing a new thing in your life. The old has passed away, and the new has come. Walk with me, and I will lead you into the fullness of the life I have prepared for you. Let go of the past, not because it didn't matter, but because you matter more. You matter too much to me for you to be weighed down by the hurt that someone else caused. I am your God, and I will never forsake you. Trust in me, for I am making all things new. I am your strength when you feel weak, your comfort when you feel alone, and your guide when the path ahead seems unclear. So, my child, release the need to see them punished. Let go of the desire to set the record straight, for I am the truth, and I will bring everything to light in its time. Instead, focus on the new season I am bringing you into. Focus on the restoration that is coming your way. Focus on the blessings I am pouring out over your life. Focus on the peace that is already yours in me. I am your God, and I will never fail you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand, and I will bring you through this stronger than before. Trust in me, for I am making all things new.